decided to choose a song called Potential by T-Mula. And this is mainly because the genre of the song suits our artist, which is me, my personality. As our song choice has no video, our set and locations will be similar in some ways, but also different. One of the similar things is the time of day that the video is filming. In this video, in the video by Tion Wei called Bay, the time of day is focused on night. This is because I believe having various shots, both during the day and night, makes music videos look more professional and finished. However, in our setting and location, we will have areas such as Tower Bridge in order to get a certain type of bass track. In the above video, they only film in one area. Ours will be different as we will be shooting our video in different locations. Our costume and concept, the main artist's attire may be similar in some ways with the bomber jacket and casual slim jeans. This is because it suits the mood of the song. However, the female feature attire will be different as in the music video. The female is wearing a dress. However, our female artist will be wearing the everyday urban look that associates with the popular brands H&M, Topshop, high-waisted skinny jeans, and crop top. The concepts will be very, very similar as the artist is to the female. Our brand image, the name we have chosen for our artist is Esther. Our artist is similar to London, Skepta, and Jeremy. This is because they all have the mutual music genre of rap. Furthermore, the clothing in which they wear in the videos are casual, which are tracksuits, jeans, and hooded jumpers. Their concepts are also very similar, and their lifestyles. Our artist will be wearing a full tracksuit, white shirt, black jeans, black blue jeans, and a bomber jacket. This is because the outfit suits the genre of the music and is similar to what other artists with similar genre types wear. These costumes are also easily accessible by the audience if they look up to the artist and want to purchase the outfits. In addition, the costumes relate to the target audience and make the artist look good. Ideas from our songs are coming from photo songs, one from the Tion Wei. This is because both of the videos are from the same genre as our artists. Therefore, we have taken some ideas from this, including the concept. One for me, one for me, one for me, one for me, one for me. In relation to Andrew Goodwin, our video will be following the amplification theme. This is because not all of the lyrics will match what is seen on screen. However, some will. For example, She Loves Her Education will be in a classroom, which is illustration. However, most of the video will not contradict the video. Most of the lyrics will contradict the video.
When we're looking at audience, we're looking at who the core audience is and how we're going to relate the video to them. So the demographics, the location of our target audience is London. The UK rap genre often includes themes that can only be understood by people who live in London. The age is 16 to 22. We feel like the subject matters that the artist talks about are best suited to an audience of this age. The gender is unisex. That's because the typical male rapper would attract a male audience as they feel they're able to relate to the experiences and feelings of the rapper. However, the theme of the song that we've chosen and the female feature means that it attracts females as well. Ethnicity, we said primarily Black and Afro-Caribbean. However, when deciding on ethnicity, we had to take into consideration how diverse London is, and as well as the fact that urban youth culture attracts use of ethnicity, so our wider audience includes everyone. Interests, so magazines, XXL magazine and Vice. XXL is like the US rap magazine, so from talking to people, we've realised that the US urban culture influences the UK one, so we know that they read that, and then Vice is the UK version of it. It's had cover stars from Rihanna to UK rappers like Becky. Newspapers, they most likely read The Sun and The Metro and other free tabloid papers. as they're most likely to feature stories on entertainment rather than like economics and all that kind of stuff. So occupations for our core audience, most likely to be in education or apprenticeships. They may also be in part-time work or beginning a career as opposed to studying in university. I don't know why I wrote that. In their spare time, they socialise, do sports, play video games, use the internet and listen to music. According to YouGov Profiler, fans of UK rap are most likely to spend their time sleeping. So gadgets. Our audience are fans of gadgets like the iPhone, PlayStation 4, and other games consoles, headphones, anything for music, all that kind of stuff. Brands Nike, Apple, and Mac, and where they shop, JD, Zara, Topshop, Topman, and Foot Locker. We feel that the audience will be involved if they can recognise like common brands like Nike and all that kind of stuff. So we want to show like our artists using these gadgets or wearing these brands. So our core audience for how they would like get around. So we've decided on like public transport, buses, trains and cabs. And also they're at the age where like they begin to be buying their first cars and all that kind of stuff. And for holidays, from our research into target audience, we identified America as the first place our target audience would choose to go on holiday. We also identified our target audience as Afro-Caribbean, so we chose countries of origin as holiday destinations. And as our audience is aged between 16 and 22, we recognised the party holiday culture and therefore chose party islands as holiday destinations. And psychographics, our target audience would be aspirers. They're young and have a need for status and symbols, and they enjoy the finer things in life and want to send out signals about their money. We feel it is important that our target audience is part of the aspirers' psychographic profile as they are the most easily influenced, and therefore are the target of pop and hip-hop music normally. They buy into the brand of the artist and will go to lengths such as buying similar clothing to try and recreate the look of their favourite artist. And how we target them. Our audience will feel as though they're similar to the artist. We know that this is an approach that is often taken in the promotion of UK rap, as they often rap about situations and areas that the audience feel they can relate to. Audience will be able to identify the themes of the song, the lyrics, the London locations that the video will be shot in, as well as the clothing of the artist.
What's your name? If we've got S dot, what's your name?
Jasmine.
Imani.
Jay.
J.
We've chosen several different locations. Most of them have an urban feel to them, as our genre is UK rap and it's normally set in urban settings. The locations that, this is supposed to be a gift, but it's not really. The locations that we plan on going to and incorporate into our music video are Namco World in London Bridge, which is basically like an arcade, because the two artists, the concept, they're kind of like feeling each other, so we're going to show them playing games and just enjoying each other's time. Shoreditch, where the artists will be performing, because we want that urban vibe added into the music video. Stratford Westfield to show them spending time with each other, shopping, and just doing normal things that teenagers do. Gainsborough Studios, which is also in Shoreditch, which will be our establishing shop, because we're also going to be filming in a house, so we want to show the estate that's in Shoreditch to show the same. The Millennium Bridge, where the artists will be performing and also acting, so they're just looking at the view, enjoying each other's company. And we plan on mainly filming at Millennium Bridge when it's at night, so that we can get all the lights in the background so that it can look visually pleasing. A living room in a house to show the two artists together, comfortable in a homely setting, watching TV and playing video games. In a classroom, because the artist says that the girl is smart and that she's doing her school thing, so to show the female in the classroom setting doing work. And there will be main strikes in the locations that the artists are performing. Why are we filming in these locations? We have specifically chosen these locations because they are popular amongst our target audience of teenagers and young adults. Therefore, our audience will be able to identify the locations. In addition, the locations may encourage audience gratification, as the target audience has most likely been to at least one of the settings. This represents our artist Estor as humble, because he isn't shown in an expensive location or being flashy. He's just shown in areas that he and his target audience would usually go to.
the next thing we had to think about was costume. The costumes we chose are important as they help to create the representation of the artist and help the audience feel as though they understand the artist better. And we realised that a lot can be read about a person from the way that they're dressed. So the first look is inspired by Chip's 96 Bars Revenge video. Our artist Esther will be seen in tracksuits, trainers and snapbacks. These items are popular within London youth culture and will be easily recognisable by the target audience. Although they're not flashy and don't show money and wealth, they're always paired with expensive accessories like watches and rings and expensive shoes. Our second look is smart casual and it's used in monochrome colours. So it's seen in NSG's Love and Affection video and will be recreated in 2 different ways in our video. The Simplo outfits allows the artist to be the focus of the shot. Over a few of our bass tracks, our artists will be seen in plain colours as we want the props or their movements to draw the eye of the audience. Our second one is simple and smart, so our third one again. They're inspired by costumes in the video by Weston. He'll be quite smartly dressed in jeans and a jacket, but will often then have a chain and other items of jewellery on show. These costumes are used to attract the aspirer, so psychographic profile that we've chosen as part of our audience, as these type of flashy outfits are ones we know the audience will try to recreate. And some of these looks are inspired by American youth culture and fashion, and we feel the use of these will be effective because of the large influence American youth culture has on British youth culture. We have our female lead. So all of the costumes that she wears are casual and urban because she's not, because her role in the video is much less than Samuel's. And in order for the females in the target audience to be able to relate to the female lead in the song, we've chosen to have her dressed casually for most of the video. It's because we feel that the subject matter is not one where the female is passive. The lyrics of the song often mention the male's respect for the woman and the fact that she is a queen. Furthermore, we want the audience to relate to the artist they see in the video. We want the audience to feel as though they can recreate the looks they see.
The key visual element we'll be using for our music video is jewellery, essentially rings. This is because a lot of artists similar in the rap scene wear jewellery in the videos, therefore this is why this will be our key visual element. As you can see above, the rings on the artist's fingers. Furthermore, our theme is black and white, which will be seen throughout. With the logo above, you can see the black and white theme is still carried on. The synergy between the logo and picture above, part of the album cover, creates a brand image with rings being the key visual element. The idea of the multiple rings and close mixture came from one or two album covers.
Do you want to ring out?
Yeah.
That one.
That's what, this one and there's another one.
What about glasses as well? Come on.
We can make
You should have those as well. The rings and the glasses. Yeah.
So basically I was looking at the digipacks that people from previous years have done and actual British artists that we have and try to get inspiration from what they do. As you can see from Angel's album cover, he keeps his tattoo on the face as the synergy for his products, and it's in everything that he does, you can always see his tattoo. This is the draft that I did for what I wanted our digipack to look like. Because I wanted to make sure that his ring was clearly visible to the audience. And then we also want to keep the themes of black and white for the digipack, similar to the Wretched 82's album cover.
For my digipack, I was inspired by a number of Tupac's albums and single covers. My digipack idea consists of a white background with S. placed at the very centre of the package with a mid-close-up from the shoulders up. I wanted the theme and colour scheme of the digipack to be simple because it is important that the main focus of the packaging is the artist, S. and his musical content. The front cover will be a passive shot whereby S. is not looking directly into the lens of the camera. This is because I want the cover to evoke meaning. He would be replicating a similar hand gesture to the front cover, this one. However, S. hands will be clasped in a prayer position in order to show his trademark rings and the synergy going with that. The back of the album cover will have a more light-hearted appeal to it, whereby Esther will be looking into the lens of the camera and posing in order to connect with the audience that looks at or purchases his album. This cover is also a good example of the artist being the main focus of the cover. The lighting highlights the main features of his face and his two fingers, which links to my view of Esther's hands and rings being incorporated into the front cover of the package. A black and white theme for the digipack would highlight our synergetic feature of the branding of Esther, which is his rings again, because our accessories would be the most highlighted and bright part of the image. And this is my digipack, excuse the drawing. And I basically, the front cover, I wanted it to be slightly similar to Wretch 3-2's black and white album, where the background is white and then he's the main highlighted feature in the center of the outline, the cover of the album. And then at the back, I wanted it to be both artists, so you're introduced to the feature as well. And I pictured them sitting on like some steps of a house that has that urban, relaxed feeling.
Looking at websites for Tissue Strike and Tiny Time for artists that are similar to ours, I've got these sort of ideas and like what sort of look and style I wanted our website to have. This is a draft I created for what I wanted our homepage to look like. And this is what the website I've started to create. Obviously we can't publish it yet because we still need to do a photo shoot for what we want, for the pictures we want of our artists to be put onto our brands. For our racetracks, we'll have 8 racetracks, 2 taking place at Shoreditch, 2 taking place at the Millennium Bridge and 1 at the Namco Arcade, as well as 1 taking place at home and 1 at Gainsborough Studios. We'll be including slow motion because our genre the videos that we get from this genre have a lot of slow motion, and this will demonstrate that we've thought about the genre that we're doing. And also because we want to keep to the theme of black and white, we will be having a couple of filters of black and white to link everything together. And the changes will be on beat to the song. We'll be making quite slowly because our song is quite slow things, but we'll try and keep it to the beat.
We also looked at more music videos that relate to the genre of our song. And from these music videos, we saw that there was either filter or animation, which we thought that we could also incorporate into our music video, but mainly filters. This screenshot is from the music video DK show featuring Cass, STP, One and Only. We like the style of the typography that is shown in this music video as it has an urban vibe to it and is a convention of the urban UK rap genre. We would like to try and also incorporate this kind of animation into our music video, as the song that we are making a music video for has slightly upbeat and energetic towards it. But I think we're mainly just going to focus on trying to do filters and urban typography as an example. We also like the filters added at some points within this music video, and therefore we'll try and incorporate it into our music video. I feel that the filters will also make our music video look more visually pleasing, as it will highlight the lights and features of our locations, especially at Namco World and the Millennium Bridge. Our artists will be signed to Island Records, which is a major British and international record label. The other artists are also signed to this label are Dizzy Rascal and Spectre, so we thought that it would fit, our artists would fit nicely with the record label because the genre of these 2 artists is very similar to our artists. Our song will be available with internet download because Esther is an upcoming young and urban artist. He can reach his target audience by promoting himself and his music by different social media platforms such as Twitter, SoundCloud and Facebook. In addition, artists of the same genre also take on this approach. An example of this is Stormzy, whereby his biggest Gangman song is on iTunes for his fans to download. Furthermore, internet download can be easier for the audience to reach, as the majority of his target audience constantly use multimedia devices and are up to date on the latest technologies. Internet download is also more affordable for the audience to access, as there are often discount deals and options to use gift cards. Our artist is going to be signed to a mainstream major label because the artists are similar to Esther, as I said before, are signed to mainstream / major labels. This is because the artists have large amounts of funding. The extra money made by mainstream record companies means that the major labels will be able to fund high quality production, packaging, global physical distribution, as well as digital distribution through the major online outlets, world tours and music video shoots. This may appeal more to the audiences because the branding and content of the artist will be more visually pleasing and professional. In addition, major record labels have a lot of industry links, therefore the artists have access to multiple media outlets that can promote their music and their image. Furthermore, mainstream record labels have a more established reputation and therefore they may be taken more seriously than an independent record label.
This is a storyboard that I drafted up for our video. It's not necessarily one that we're going to stick to completely, as this will just be the base to give us an idea of what we want, and we're not exactly planning to stick to it. But yeah, it begins with the establishing shot of London Bridge and then zooming onto the London Eye, and then it really just shots to establish where our artists are in the video. Yeah. Here's close-ups and where we begin a couple of the bass tracks. So, for example, shot 11 at the house is one of our bass tracks. Shot number 13 is also one of our bass tracks where during the chorus where we stick to is the chorus where we have one of our bass tracks we stick to each time we come to the chorus. This is also another one of our bass tracks, shot 22, which is a long shot of Esther, our artist, which will be repeated a couple of times within the video. Yeah, these are more bass tracks that we have and close-ups of our artists. And then this is where we would finishing off on the bridge again, which is our main location. So that's where we wanted to end it on. Our shot list is what we're going to be sticking to more than our actual storyboard, as it really does give a detail exactly what we want to do for each shot. Yeah, this is what we want to do and what kind of shots we want for it. For example, in some of them we have shots, because it's really specific, we have some shots that say mid-shot at high angle, so we know exactly what we want to do in that particular shot, which is more specific than our storyboard. This is the production schedule that I did to ensure that we have everything sorted out. For example, one of them should be on there, which is today, is about the photo shoot that we'll be doing for our artists. And yeah, everything production schedule, isn't it? Yeah, it's all there.
You've got the camera booked for next week, and it starts the week.
Yeah.
Have you got any more detail in that to say what you're filming on what day?
Yeah,
Or-
it does specify what costumes we want and everything else. Yeah.
This is our risk assessment. So one of them is if it's raining, to prevent the rain damaging equipment, we make sure to check the weather beforehand and bring an umbrella to protect the equipment from getting wet. And loss of equipment, if certain equipment aren't being used, put them away back in its holders and make sure they are inside, and filming areas which are allowed to film.
Any good to have a bit about you guys being safe as well.
Yeah.
No danger areas.
I know, but
Like when we're at the arcade and stuff.
and things like not tripping over the tripods and all that kind of thing, and being together rather than allowed to be on their own equipment. Safety in numbers kind of thing.
Social media. I created an Instagram and Twitter account for our artists. This is the Twitter account for our chosen artist, T. Miller. Artist is Esther. I've tweeted the SoundCloud link to our artist song that we will be making the music video for. This is also a good use of synergy. Good use of synergy whereby I've promoted the music on another social media website so they each interlink. And an Instagram account, I posted the single cover of the song that we will be making the music video to in order to promote the song and the progress of the video. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, guys. Any comments from anybody?
So
Did you guys go beforehand to the arcade and like ask them if you can play?
We contacted them.
Oh.
We're gonna
Email
ask them,
like,
That was going to be one of my questions. So you haven't actually.
We're not sure if if it's better to contact them beforehand and have them say no straight away, or to go there and ask them like face to face. So that we're kind of deciding right now. Yeah.
What's your backup plan if they don't let you in? Because a lot of your videos around going to Milton.
I think that's is it only one face tracking now?
yeah.
So probably find somewhere like is Trocadero or something like that still open, something like that. It's totally close, isn't it?
Or like a bowling and just like
Yeah,
the one
yeah,
eventually has an
yeah.
arcade in it.
Yeah.
Oh, at what's that one called?
Finch Park.
Romans or something.
Yeah, Romans at Finsbury Park.
Romans or the Finch. Or the Bowl. Yeah, because that has a new arcade.
Even if we filmed bowling instead of them playing arcade.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a
like,
new
yeah,
like
so-
There's a
There's one
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
there's one
Any other questions or comments?
As well organized, like a lot of detail.
Thank you. Please.
I wrote 3 things down, one of which has been said already, which is about the permissions to film in the arcade. I've got 2 things I need to ask you about, but one thing I need to say, I think that's the best audience description I've ever seen in any pitch ever. I thought that was really rock solid, I was really impressed with the audience. That's like, they're absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I would have been asking about photos, but you're going to be doing those today, because that was what was missing. And I think that was the key thing for me that was missing. I wasn't getting the full sense of the artist because I haven't got any practice shots. And also, it doesn't look like you've been to any of the locations and done any actual shots. You've just got, stills off the internet, which I'm slightly worried about because it means you haven't actually been there and worked out where you can actually put the camera and what kind of shots you can get because you haven't actually been on site yet. So that was one of my little worries. And my second slight worry was about the storyboard and the fact that you've got the synergy, and you made a lot about the fact that we've got these rings in there. It's going to be synergy, and the glasses are going to be the synergy. And then I didn't see a single shot that had rings in it or glasses in the storyboard. And I thought if that was going to be the synergy, I'd be kind of like having lots of, shots with like, oh, here's a ring, or here's another ring, and oh, look at my ring, and you know what I mean? And I would have expected to see a lot of that going on in the storyboard, given that that's your synergy point, and there wasn't any of it. So really, you've got to really think about incorporating those into the storyboard. Okay. There we go. Anything else? That was very good, very thorough, very long.
Very
So thank you very much again. It was great.